Hey everybody, I'm Dave Caldwell and I'm your Health 101 online instructor at Clark College for spring 2017. And I got this smirk on my face because I've tried to make this video. It's my third time making this video. And I've already made a couple of videos for other classes and I keep calling you a different name. My bad. In any case, totally stoked. I call you a different name, but honestly, I'm stoked to be here, your instructor for this class. Here we go. There's already been a number of things that are going to be due tonight on Wednesday, April 12th. And many of you have done a wonderful job already of completing these tasks, which are the commitment letter and other stuff. The acknowledgement of risk form is the other thing I'm thinking about. Ensuring that I just want to make sure that you are printing that document, signing it with your blood or pen, and then uploading it to Canvas. Electronic signatures unfortunately will not work, and I do need that to in order that assignment or that document signed in order to grade future work. So grading will not begin for you until that document is signed, and grading will not actually begin for the class until whenever they're due. So I usually begin grading things on the weekends, or and that is if I have no life. Usually I do have some kind of life on the weekends, so grading typically begins on Monday or Tuesdays, and Tuesdays I don't have any face-to-face class, so I usually like to get things done then. So even though on the syllabus it says up to a week of grading time, I try to get yours done as soon as possible because I know you like to have your grades and everything kind of status quo in class to make sure that you are, I just want to make sure you're getting things completed back in a timely manner. So I will send out weekly video messages to our class on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, telling you, informing you of the current grading situation. Typically, I'll just let you know that all assignments have been graded. Check your grades, make sure everything's up to date. I do make mistakes. I have probably 120 students this quarter, so if there seems to be a discrepancy in what I'm saying to you via what I'm typing out to you, sending you a message on any assignment, if I say, hey, great job, you did wonderful on this, but I give you like 5 points, let me know because that's a mistake on my part. I don't do that often, but I do make mistakes. I am human. So if something seems off, just send me an email and I'll make sure it gets right, or I'll give you a better explanation. You don't have to reply to my messages. I just want to let you know that I am reading all of your work. If I just say, hey, great job, I really like what you're doing here, great job connecting, blah, 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 you don't have to reply to that. But if I ask you a question, oftentimes I'll include a subtraction of a point. So I'll give you like 19 points on a discussion, and I'm doing that for some correspondence. I'm looking for a little bit more. I'm just letting you know, hey, I have a question over here. I'm kind of raising my hand. As soon as I hear back from you, I'll put that point back in, and I'll let you know that I'll do that. And I like to kind of stay in the spirit of that content. So if you can reply back sooner rather than later, so we can kind of remain in that specific chapter, that would be wonderful. So we're not prolonging that grading into like 3 weeks later. In any case, there's a lot there in only 3 minutes, but just a couple of quick things. Content from previous classes is very similar to our quarter on Canvas. I have one additional assignment, and that is actually due this week. It's the self-care goal, which is link 1.2 on Canvas, and that is a new link for me. I did some research over spring break in Cabo, and I came upon this some research on not only on self-care but autonomy. What you're going to read in the introduction or chapter 1 is about the pill fairy, and there's a pill for every ill, and how Americans are typically asking physicians to take care of their health instead of initiating self-care. And so I want to know what self-care looks like from your standpoint. What are you doing to promote physical wellness and to promote emotional wellness in your own lives? And I don't have a grading rubric for that specific assignment because it is so new and so fresh. I just kind of want to see the direction of that. So if you just give me anything, I'm going to give you full points for that. And I'm not going to geek it up with a rubric this term. I didn't have the time, and 2, I didn't really know from the research to the assignment how a grading rubric would look. And I want to take kind of some of the general feedback that I get from you and show some of my peers. I'm not going to share with them your specific content, but I just kind of want to give them an overall feeling of how this assignment went. And so far, I think it's going really well. And so I want to share with them, my peers, this assignment, and then collectively come up with a grading rubric amongst maybe 2 or 3 of the peers that I work with, 2 or 3 of my colleagues. And that's kind of how I roll. I'm a collaborative person. I'm a social butterfly, and I love to talk and meet and greet. And speaking of that, real quick, I want to show you, this is our textbook. This is required. You're going to need it, and it's cheap, and it's really, really good. It's kind of like the 80s Chicken Soup for the Soul, if you can recall that at all. You can find those types of books at Goodwill. And in any case, this book here is called a Wellness Workbook. There's an introduction, and then which includes what's called a wellness survey or a wellness index, and that is due sometime this week, I think. Check your local Canvas page. And then from there, man, we get right into wellness and breathing and wellness and sensing and eating and moving and thinking and feeling and communication and sex and all sorts of fantastic stuff. And this is one of my favorite classes. It is actually my favorite class because of the content that is delivered. It's not a class where we're going to learn about fast food and smoking, because we all know that stuff is terrible for our bodies. Instead, we're going to learn about really health from the neck up and versus health from the neck down, which is probably what you learn maybe in high school, where you learn about the human body and how smoking affects you, etc. We're not doing that because you already know that. So we're going to talk about health from the neck up. We're going to talk about emotional health primarily, and it should be pretty dialed in, man. It's a lot of fun. This is, again, my favorite class, and I'm hoping that it becomes your favorite class as well. You can count on these weekly video messages from me, and if you have any questions between now and whenever, you can always shoot me an email or a message on Canvas. And I'm typically located on the CTC campus, so if you guys have any questions that are not getting answered or whatever, or you just want to meet, feel free to let me know if you do want to meet, and I'm happy to let you know where I'm going to be and when. I'm also on the main campus periodically. I'm in charge of the outdoor and recreation program here at Clark College. So we do a variety of things through the ASCC, and we do Monday events in OSC. Typically it's called outdoor play, and we go play kickball, duck, duck, goose, whatever it takes. So yeah, there's a lot there, man. So let me know if you have any questions. I can't wait to correspond with you on in the virtual land of that is Canvas. And between now and then, let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.